My manipulative brother was stealing from our dying mom, so I exposed him and she kicked him out. He returned to steal from her again, so this time I called the cops, and that's when my mom revealed a disgusting secret about him. My mother was dying from lung cancer, and I remember walking in on my brother stealing her opioid patches which she needed for pain relief. I demanded to know what he was doing, and although he denied it at first, I kept pressing him until it eventually got too much for him, and he blurted out, "Fine, I am stealing them. And guess what? I do it every night. Each time she goes to bed, I walk in, kiss her forehead and say goodnight, mommy, then reach under her bed and steal a few more. Is that what you wanted to hear?" But that wasn't it. He even went as far as convincing our mom that she was misplacing her patches and helped her look for them. I asked him why, and he explained that he's selling them, as apparently he owes money to some really bad people. His logic was that mom will die anyway, so he may as well save his own life. According to him, it's what she would want. That was the moment I lost it and began yelling. I called him pathetic, a coward, a disgusting excuse for a son, and that's when the door swung open and our mom walked in. She looked weak and frail, and I knew that the truth would crush her at that moment. She started asking what was happening relentlessly. I stayed silent, but she demanded that I tell her. I looked around and quietly told her that Jake was stealing her patches and planned to sell them for money. The look on her face hurt my heart. I'll never forget it. Tears began to fill her eyes, and she looked at Jake, who was staring at the floor, ashamed. She asked him if it was true, and he stood there and nodded. He tried to explain himself. He mentioned that he was in deep and scared, but I didn't know what he meant. Deep in what? I watched as her heart broke right in front of me. She shook her head, and tears streamed down her face. There's a long silence. Jake doesn't have an answer. He stood there, looking like a little kid who got caught doing something wrong. Mom eventually went back to the living room, but not before giving Jake one last look of disappointment. I was too angry to feel sorry for him. I couldn't believe he would do something like this. The next few days, Jake and I barely spoke to each other, and when we did, it was cold and awkward. I was ticked off at him, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized there had to be more to the story. Jake had always been a screw-up, but this was a new low, even for him. So, I start digging around, trying to figure out what's really going on. Jake had always been the kind of person who could charm his way out of anything. He was the life of the party, but charm could only get you so far. I found out he'd been spending a lot of time at a casino about an hour away from here. At first, I thought maybe he was just going there to blow off some steam, but then I found out he was gambling, a lot. He wasn't just in a little bit of debt. He owed thousands of dollars to people who hung around the casino. I guess they were loan sharks. I knew they wouldn't just let him walk away if he didn't pay up. I then checked Mom's accounts and saw large lump sums of money had been withdrawn. I checked who the recipient was, and it was in black and white. My brother was not only taking her pain medicine, but he was also siphoning money out of her account